Hi friends, and welcome to the Shits and Gigs podcast, where we keep the vibe high, the humor gets raunchy, and things get spicy when we talk about food. This is your host Meg Davis, and I am here tonight for our episode of Bath Bombz, where I am quite literally relaxing in my tub with all of you. As I dive into my self-care practice for myself, I will also be connecting with you guys this week on grilling season. Grilling season is upon us, and I'm going to share my favorite things to cook and or prep on the grill every time grilling season rolls around. As many of you may know, I recently launched something called Not So Average Prep this past December. It is a recipe guide and subscription that is geared towards busy people. Our goal is to share recipes and healthy tips, I guess you could say. There's a couple different resources and guides that can also guide you along your journey in building confidence in the kitchen while making macro-friendly meals that fill the tank and don't break the bank. So with that being said, as is our goal with every single recipe that we launch is that it's easy to make and cost efficient to make as well without sacrificing quality of food and flavor as well. But you throw grilling season into the mix on top of our already kind of easy recipes. I wanted to say something cooler, but I can't think of it at the moment. If you throw in a grill on top of our already easy to make recipes, your prep can seriously be a breeze because it's so easy to bulk prep when you put a grill in the mix, and it can really just make life that much easier when it comes to planning ahead for your week, or just also adding a different flavor profile to the palate, because depending on the grill and how you grill it or how long you grill it, whether you want it to be like crispy and charred or maybe not, it's like a whole new exploration of flavor palette. So that gets me amped up because I just love the way things taste on the grill. I am a fan of a little bit of a char. I don't like it burnt like some crazy people out there, but it does make a really cool kind of enhancement to almost any meal. But for tonight, I'm going to share my top favorites. First off, we're going to start off with proteins. I absolutely love the grill for a couple things, proteins and veggies primarily. So first things first, let's dive into proteins. These are kind of like the part of your meal that is going to enhance it the most. Protein is fantastic for keeping you full for a longer period of time because it's a little harder for your body to break down, so it's going to sustain you a little longer. And depending on the protein that you choose, it just can really enhance a meal. It is just like the star of the show if you want to try and label it as part of the meal. So, star of the show, let's start off with some steak. I absolutely love steak on the grill. I 10 out of 10 recommend marinating it beforehand, and then Steve, the meat counter guy at Market Basket, guided me that whenever you're cooking a steak or red meat, it's really helpful to bring it to room temp before you cook. So just take it out of the fridge maybe like an hour or so before cooking, and whether you're marinating it or not. And then that is ideal to have like an even cook when it comes to red meat. Some favorite pairings for steak are some baked potatoes. You can also do these right on the grill. Any type of potato, all you have to do is poke some holes in it with a fork, wrap it in foil, and then you're going to grill it. You may want to throw these on prior to your proteins because they will take a bit. I would allot at least 45 minutes to do potatoes on the grill, especially if they're in that full form and you're not cutting it or chopping it in any way. However, if you do prefer it chopped, for example, I also love steak with peppers, mushroom, and onion. Peppers, you can definitely cut it chunky enough to where it can sit on the grill grate. However, mushrooms and onion, you really can't. So if you want to cook something that's smaller like that, you can easily make a little like bowl out of tin foil. And then I would advise you closing it kind of like a dumpling. So like create a bowl and then twist the top closed, because the steam that it'll create will help cook those vegetables even more so on the grill. And then another thing that is great to enjoy with steak is some shrimp perhaps. Go get a little surf and turf action going. Definitely a popular pair. Next up on the docket for popular proteins on the grill is chicken. Most popular, I would say, is the skinless, boneless chicken breast. Great way to enhance a meal with some lean protein options. Or we also love chicken thighs every once in a while. I also prefer boneless. I'm like one of those people, definitely like comment below if you're like bone in or bone out. I am bone out if possible. I just don't love the idea of like the tenderloin, like stringy pieces or like veins. That grosses me out. So I am team boneless always. And I love pairing this with corn on the cob. You can either do that. A lot of people love cooking it right in the husk. They recommend you soaking the husk first and then putting it on the grill. I would definitely dive into Google just for this potential other steps, but I'm pretty sure that's what we've done in the past. Or you can do the corn on the cob, like you peel it back and do butter and like cook it right on the grill. I do believe they recommend keeping it in the husk at least for some point or some degree of time though when you're doing it on the grill, because it creates like that steam factor that I talked about with the foil. And then we also love chicken with, what was the other thing? I had an idea. Oh, sweet potatoes. So similar to baked potato, just sweet potato instead, different vitamins and nutrients available in that option. Next up, we have shrimp. I already mentioned that as a perfect pair with steak if you want a surf and turf idea. I love doing shrimp in like a teriyaki or just like a basic dry rub that's kind of like spicy and sweet. And shrimp I love doing on skewers because they can be small, so this kind of prevents it from falling through the grate. And I love pairing it with peppers and onion. Nice like thick chunks of like peppers and red onion. Tastes really great. Maybe do like a honey drizzle. You could even do some broccoli. That would taste really good. And then you could serve something like that if you do like teriyaki style over a bed of rice. And super easy because you got your protein and your vegetables prepped on the grill. And then you can just friggin' microwave a pouch of rice and you are all set. The last popular protein for on the grill is tenderloins. You could do pork or turkey. Turkey is a little leaner. A lot of options in store are already pre-seasoned, which is pretty cool, and they're super easy to make. Pork is around the same temp precautions as chicken for full cook. It's about 160 degrees. And then for turkey, it's also going to be the same because it's like a white meat. So definitely test your meats no matter what. Steak, you can kind of gauge at your own leisure. But chicken, shrimp, tenderloins, turkey, any of those, you definitely want to test. Get yourself a thermometer. It is well worth not getting sick over. And that's going to wrap it up for our desired proteins for our grilling season. Next up is vegetables. We absolutely love asparagus spears on the grill, squash, zucchini, carrots, asparagus, and like things of that variety. I love just doing something super simple. I'll toss it in some olive oil, salt, and pepper before putting it on the grill. Carrots, I love doing a honey glaze, so I'll do same thing, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then when they're like almost done, I'll drizzle some honey and it'll kind of caramelize on the outside. Super delicious. And then my go-to carrot enhancement after that is done, whether I bake it or put it on the grill, is I will pair it with some candied pecans or any kind of candied nut. And I'll also throw some goat cheese in the mix. Super yummy, savory combo. And I think that's it for like popular vegetables, because I also mentioned some paired with proteins earlier. So things like peppers, mushrooms, onions, broccoli. I actually haven't had too much trial and error with. I just usually steam broccoli. Broccoli is one of the vegetables I typically buy in the freezer aisle because we eat a lot of it. So to buy it fresh, sometimes it just goes bad because of our layout for the week. So I prefer to just buy the full florets, flash frozen, and steam as needed. But that's another option. The squash, you can do medallions on a skewer, or you can do them in like boat style and just do face down on the grill. Potatoes, you can do it wrapped in the foil like I mentioned, or you can also I've done like sweet potatoes especially. I'll cut them in half, I'll drizzle some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and do them face down. And then once they're almost done, I'll also add honey to those, and it tastes chef's kiss. So good. And so if you really enjoyed this episode tonight, because you're always searching for fun ideas on ways to make what you're eating more exciting and more accessible, I just wanted to dive into some more about that Not So Average Prep membership that I was talking about. So we, again, are catering to busy people, parents, couples, people who have demanding jobs that often get in the way of you preparing meals for yourself. Everyone deserves to look forward to every single meal that they eat every single day. And if you feel like life is getting in the way of that, our proven method of prep on top or in partnership with the recipes that we provide for you guys allow you to cut down on cook time during the work week, stress less because you're going to plan ahead and know exactly what you're eating every single day. When you have a clear plan like that, that also means when you go to the grocery store, you know exactly what you're buying, and you're most often going to be saving money at the grocery store because you have that clear-cut plan. You're going to save on time going to the grocery store because I maybe know one other person, all right, maybe 3 people that are committed to one grocery shopping day a week. I would say 7 times out of 10, people are going to the grocery store more than once a week, which I personally just cannot even fathom. I can barely squeeze it in once a week. So with our prep method, we really empower you guys to think ahead and think about all these different factors that can save you time and money during your work week, and also allow you to eat meals that you seriously look forward to every time. So for only $9.99 a month, you can gain access to our enhanced guides. So we have the meal prep guide. So that it is the tested and true method that Josh and I personally embrace when transitioning back to work as parents. This allows us to cut down on cook time during the work week. It allows us a special time once a week to connect and fuel our inner foodie. And then it's grab and go lunches all week. I highly recommend giving the method a try if you do become a member. And then for that $9.99 membership, you have access to the 26 recipes in the original recipe drop when we launched the membership back in December. And that also includes a snack guide and some kitchen mantras. So it's a great place to start off. And then the ultimate goal, if you're really loving that basic membership, once you get bored with those recipes that are available, the goal is to allow you guys to easily transition to that Discover Your Inner Foodie $19.99 a month membership, because that's where you're going to be a part of an ever-growing collection of recipes. Every single month, we drop 2 new recipes in every collection. That includes a breakfast collection, a lunch collection, dinners, Fuel Your Inner Foodie. So these recipes in the Fuel Your Inner Foodie recipe box or collection are recipes that may take a little more time, but it's going to leave you feeling more confident in the kitchen and always super satisfied and proud of what you've created. So those have been really fun to discover and dive into new flavors with. And then every single month, you also, as an unlimited member, get an updated snack guide. So we have kind of a standard set of recommendations at the top of the guide. And then every single month, there are 4 new snack recommendations and combinations at the bottom. And every single week, members only get a special blog post that's centered around something in the health and wellness world that I'm feeling passionate about that week, and I really want to share with all of you guys in a more exclusive way. And if you're kind of hesitant, not really feeling the paid membership, you can always enroll as a free member on the Patreon app. Search Not So Average Prep, and it'll pop up. And if you enroll as a free member, every single week I post what we prep for lunch. So there's some nice, exciting inspiration in that realm. For us, like I mentioned a little bit briefly, we prep 2 options ahead for lunch, so then it's grab and go for the full week. This habit alone has seriously saved us so much stress, so much time, and so much less of like a mental load for the week. Any mamas out there, you are thinking about too much as it is. Like, who needs to think about questioning what they're going to eat for the day? You think about it once for the week, you plan ahead all your meals, and then you are golden, and all you have to do is maybe reference your note or your menu wherever you write it down, and you know exactly what's up for the whole week, and it's grab and go, baby. So I highly recommend at least checking out Not Your Average Prep. I will put the link below so that you guys can browse everything, including the collections, the blogs, and everything that our membership has to offer. And please feel free to shoot me a message if you guys have any questions. Let's wrap this episode tonight with our wellness mocktail, watermelon shandy. Since it was a grilling season episode, I thought a shandy tea would be perfect. The perfect pair for everything that we talked about. So this one is a summer favorite at Elevated Nutrition. Shout out Elevated, 34 Nooseneck Hill Road in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. Definitely swing on by to try this tea or any of our other delicious and healthy sips. The recipe for this one is you're gonna want 1 tropical liftoff. I prefer the powdered packets because it dissolves instantly and it's super easy. And then you're gonna want half a teaspoon of the lemon tea, which also comes in a convenient packet option. Everyone's been loving the tea kits. Mango aloe, about 1 to 2 capfuls, and then half a teaspoon of watermelon drink mix. The drink mixes are fantastic because it adds more of like a refresher vibe to the teas, and it's packed with vitamin C, which is obviously so beneficial with all the things going around, especially during allergy season and beyond. So definitely try this recipe out at home by DMing for pricing or swing into Elevated. Come visit us any day of the week. We're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 2:30, and then Saturday, 8 to 1. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Toodles.